Hi there, how's it going? Richard here. I want to do a quick video today about how I got these photos to look like this and a real quick tip about camera maintenance. Okay, so welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. It's a real quick video today. Actually, before I go into that, I think it's just important that the channel's been all over the place recently. Do I do travel? Do I do photography? I'm not sure. So I'm going to do both. So I'm aiming to do photography videos on a Wednesday, and it will kind of be travel related. They're normally travel photos, or how I've edited travel photos, or my workflow, or even going out and about locally and trying to get some good photos. But there will always be something travel related in there. And my Sunday videos are going to be about trips and travels and stuff that I've done. So fingers crossed you stick with me. Welcome if you're new here. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. And that's enough about that. We're going to talk about today's video, which is all about how I can get... I took 3 videos some time ago and I wanted to stitch them together and put them into a panorama and share them on social media. So we're going to have a look at the computer screen now, and I'll show you a quick process that I took, but also something that I'd like to recommend to people that are maybe just starting out and think that it's not necessary. And you'll see as I get near the end of the video a silly thing that I noticed that kind of caused me a lot of extra work on this photo. So let's have a look at the computer quickly now, and we shall see what I'm talking about. Okay, so as a bit of background, I've got 3 photos here that I took at Mulholland Drive, which overlooks LA, and this was in 2019. I had my 5D Mark III with me, and to get these photos, I very rarely travel with a tripod because it's normally family holidays and you know, going out. Can I get that any wider? Ah, there we go. That's better. They're normally family videos, or when I'm out on a trip or just sightseeing, things like that. So I may start taking my, for the photography videos, I may start taking a tripod out, but generally speaking, when I go out and travel, I don't take a tripod with me. So as a result, these 3 photos were using my 5D Mark III balance. The camera was just balanced on a wall. And I took 3 snaps, which you can see here. So just to get them into a panorama real quickly, I'm highlighting all 3 of them. We're going to click on Photo, Photo Merge, Panorama, and it's going to stitch these together like you see. There's a couple of options here that you can mess around with. You could take off auto crop and do it yourself. You could tell them to fill in the edges, and it will kind of do a kind of a content aware thing, and it will look at what's nearby, and it's not done too bad a job there. But just for this, I'm just going to do an auto crop, and I'm going to click on merge. That's now going to merge those 3 images together and give me one wide image using all 3 images, totally done by Lightroom. And it's nearly finished up here. That won't take long. So there we go. So that is done. That has given us a panorama. It's stitched all those 3 images together, and it's done a pretty good job. So I'm happy with that. I edited it to taste, which is basically just a quick preset that I've got here. Gives it a bit of more vibrance and a bit sharper. And I also got rid of this flower to give me a different... it's just obviously a distraction there that I didn't notice when I took it. And you can see that it's very similar to this photo. This is the one that I'm working with at the moment. So basically the other thing that I did real quick was I cropped it to a 1:3 ratio, which is what I do when I want to post these to Instagram. And I think that... So this is the one that I've just merged in front of you. This is the one that I had in the computer already. And you can see that they're pretty similar, with the only difference being better editing on this one, I think. So I took a bit more time, and this flower's gone. But generally speaking, they're the same. Now the reason I decided to revisit this shot was because I wanted to post some panoramas to Instagram. I'm going on a bit of an Instagram panoramic kick at the moment. I don't know why. I just found some old photos in the archive. But it was only then that when I was getting it ready for Instagram, I was editing it a bit more detail, and I could see that there was some horrendous. You zoom in here, look at the state of this, look at all these dust spots. It really is shocking. I mean, look at this. So it must have just been dirt or dust on the sensor or something like that. So I really wanted to tidy this up, obviously. But the reason it's this bad, and it wasn't anything like this on any of the other photos that I took on my trip in America that we went on, was because I needed to get a slow shutter speed because I wanted to get these light trails. And after a bit of trial and error, I realised that I needed an 8-second exposure, which means that, and I wanted to keep it clean. I didn't want it loads of ISO either, so I went down to 50 ISO. I could have gone down to 100, would have been okay, but I wanted to let even less light in because of the time of day, and I didn't have a tripod and things like that, and I didn't want to. I just needed to get the settings as dark as possible, if you like. But to do that, I had to go up to f22, and I think that is why all of these dots have become visible. So what I had to do was I had to whip into Photoshop, because I find it a lot easier. And this is the image taken into Photoshop. Ignore these lines on there, that's because I'm turning it into a grid. But if we zoom in now, you can see I've had to spot heal out every single dot, and I've probably missed some. It took me about an hour, and if I just take off this layer, you can see just how many dots are visible on the original compared to that. So I went through there, and I think I've caught them all. I'm happy enough with that, and I have gone back into and if you've not used the spot healing before, it's really easy. Let's find, there's some dots here that we can do quickly. So the spot healing is where's it gone? That one there. And it's basically if you cover a dot, let's do it on the original Naughty, so you can see all these dots here, and you've just got the circle that you can see, and it's basically just clicking on them. Now you can do it in Lightroom, but I think that Photoshop does a better job if you've got it, but there's no reason why this can't be done in Lightroom. I'm not going to do them all again, because I've done them all once already. And as you can see, there's loads of dots to do. It took me ages and ages. But we got there in the end, and it's now a usable image back in Lightroom. No, that's Photoshop. Where's Lightroom? Here we go. No. Back in Lightroom, which is this one. Basically, you can see from the picture here now, that's pretty neat and tidy. It's a lot better than it was. I've cloned out the flower. I'll get to that. I've cloned out the flower as best I can. I'm not a Photoshop expert, but it looks like a pretty decent image now, and I'm going to post that to Instagram in the next day or two. Don't forget to head over there to check out my Instagram account if you want to follow over there as well. But couple of tips that you can use to stop this happening. The easiest one, and they're not very expensive, I don't think, but you can get these puffer things, which are basically just take your lens off, squirt that into the end, and it will blow out any dust that's in there that's not fixed to the sensor. The other thing you can do, it's a bit battered this one, is you can get a sensor cleaning kit, and they're basically these little spatulas, if you like. I don't know if you can see the shape of that kind of little triangle thing at the end there, and you basically take that and you wipe it over your sensor, and it gives it a good clean. Now, I've used this a couple of times on my old Sony, this is an APS-C sensor, because the brush or the spatula on the end is smaller. It's the right size for an APS-C sensor. My cameras are now full frame, so it means that you can't do it in one swipe, but I've only done it once, so I'm not in a position to give a real great tutorial on this. There's much better videos out there that you can use for that, so I'm risking it with mine, but I'm in no way educated enough to be able to do that yet until I've done it a few more times with mine, and perhaps then I will. But like I say, Google it on YouTube, search it on YouTube. There's loads of videos out there that will help you. So that's what I wanted to get out of this, really, was the fact that you can get pretty decent photos without a tripod. I've done a video on this before anyway, but you can get pretty decent photos without a tripod and without spending too much time. I think this was on a pull-out. We parked up, the rest of the family stayed in the car. I jumped out, took these 3 photos, thinking that I'll be able to do something with it in the computer afterwards, which I have, and I'm really pleased with the results, considering it was I was there probably for less than 10 minutes. No tripod, nothing, just all balanced on a wall. I think I put a jumper down and then balanced the camera and got it as level as possible on the jumper. 2-second timer, moved it, 2-second timer, so on, took those 3 photos, and this is the end results. But the dust was obviously horrendous. So anyway, real quick video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you found that useful, entertaining, want to be nice to me, any of the above. Subscribe if you want to, and we'll see you in the next video.